Good Sunday morning and welcome back at 6:31. I'm Maddie Kurth. We are drier but hotter for your Sunday. Meteorologist Hannah Gard has a look at how much hotter we'll get throughout this week. Hey, Hannah.
It is a give and take in the summertime. We either have those storm chances or we have the heat, and it's going to be the heat for the next couple of days. Give me the first alert. We have extreme heat setting up for Sunday through Tuesday. We're going to have dangerous heat indices. They could climb near 110 to 115 on Monday and Tuesday, and our highs will be getting really close to triple digits. We could see 100-degree days in the inland areas as we get to the start of the week. But today we have a heat advisory in effect for the entire area. That's for heat index values up to 110. So dangerous heat today. And then Monday, Tuesday, that's when we're talking likely extreme heat warnings coming out, because we could get closer to 115, 116 with the heat index both of those days. Now, Tuesday is a little bit more conditional because there will be a chance for storms in the late afternoon and early evening. But I think before the storms come around, it's really going to be hot. Wednesday, Thursday, that's when we start to back off and we'll see some relief. Here's our highs, though. 94 today. That is below the record of 99. But Monday, 98 ties the record. That was set in 1993, and then Tuesday we're forecasting 99. That would tie the record set in 2015. So we're definitely cranking up the heat, but it doesn't last long. That's the good news. We have a ridge of high pressure. This is what's causing those hot temperatures. This leads to sinking air, less storms, and more heat. That moves off to the west, though, by Tuesday into Wednesday, and we see a weakness coming in. This is a low pressure system in the upper levels. We could see a broad surface low. That's going to bring the storm chances back. And it does look very familiar because the past 2 weeks, the same thing has happened where we've had a low move off the southeast coast and across the northern Gulf. So we'll once again see those rain chances coming back into play. Not today, not tomorrow. Tuesday, again, this storm threat is going to be later in the day. So it's still going to be hot, and then we'll have some rain coming in to help with that heat Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, though, look very wet. You see these yellows starting to pop. That means we could start to have to watch for a flood threat in the later parts of the work week. Now, with these lows that do come into the Gulf, we do have to watch for potential tropical development. Right now, National Hurricane Center not mentioning it, and you saw what happened the past 2 weeks. It was a very low chance of development, and we didn't see a storm form, but we will closely monitor anytime a low pressure system sits in the Gulf, of course. We're also watching some waves off of the coast of Africa. So this is out in the main development region of the Atlantic. You're starting to get these robust waves happening, and models are picking up on one of these waves potentially trying to form in the long range. So through the early parts of August, and that's exactly the time of year that we have to start watching these areas that are out to the east of the Lesser Antilles. The most likely formation areas start to be out here in the main development region, in parts of the eastern Caribbean, and then north of the Caribbean as well. So we will watch that closely as well. We'll have to monitor as we head into closer to the peak of hurricane season at the start of August. Current conditions right now, we're sitting in the low 80s at New Orleans International, but it almost feels like 90 degrees already. Elsewhere, 75 in Gonzales, it feels like 75. 73 in Hammond feels like 73, but that heat will very quickly climb through the rest of the afternoon. Feels like temperatures not getting a lot of relief because we will not have a lot of rain out there. You do see the rain chances popping slightly in those peak daytime heating hours after lunchtime around 2 to 6. We still could see a couple of scattered showers, but I don't think it's going to be widespread. You see a little bit of moisture offshore right now, but we don't have those showers and storms climbing up to the north like we had yesterday. Some little showers popping in and out, maybe a storm, but I think the best chance is just going to be for some downpours out there. Tomorrow we see a change in the pattern. It's actually coming from the north, that flow. So that's drier and hotter air. We still could see a shower or two, but again, coverage not very high, around 20%. Tuesday, here's what happens. You see the heat early, and then we'll see some storms. They could be stronger too. Anytime we have that heat to work with, we have to watch for severe potential. So we'll watch for that closely as we head into the work week. But give me the first alert today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, especially Monday and Tuesday. We're declaring those first alert days as we get those we'll likely get those extreme heat warnings coming out, and then we'll have some relief coming later in the week, Maddie.
It's a give and it's a pull, push and pull, give and take, all of those things, but we just hunker down and try and stay inside is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, do not try to get out there in those peak daytime heating hours. I know people want to enjoy the weekend and try to get outside. If you do have to, bring that water with you, hydrate beforehand, and try to take breaks in the air conditioning.
It's summertime, people. We know how to handle it.
Exactly.
Just got to push through. All right, thanks, Hannah.